The first pricing strategy I want to talk to you about is anchoring. Anchoring is an especially effective pricing strategy when it comes to selling big ticket items, like personal training packages or annual memberships. And it's based on the premise that nothing is cheap or expensive when it's considered on its own, only when it's compared to other things. And it's anchoring that provides that comparison. So think about a $200 training program. That might be considered expensive on its own or without any context. But if it's next to a $500 training package, then all of a sudden it seems like better value. So the best way to implement an anchoring strategy is to offer 3 price options, and the middle option should be the one that you really want to sell. And this has been tested extensively. In one test they took 2 beers, a regular price beer and a more expensive premium one. In this case, 80% of people chose the premium beer. And then they introduced a third bargain beer, which was at the cheap end of the spectrum. So they had a cheap, a regular and a premium option. And what they saw was that the regular option became the best seller, also with 80% of sales. So the majority of people went for the middle option, but interestingly, no one bought the cheapest beer. And then they tested this theory even further. They took away the cheapest option and introduced a super high-priced beer that was even more expensive than the premium one. So now they had a regular beer, an expensive premium beer, and a seriously expensive beer. And in this case, the expensive premium beer that was now the middle option got 85% of the sales. This test demonstrates that how much something costs, or the ticket price, often isn't the deciding factor. It's whether someone thinks it's good value that determines how much a product or a service will sell. And you can increase its perceived value simply by providing a cheaper or a more expensive option for comparison. Now this approach is really popular online. You'll often see websites that offer 3 different pricing options and highlight the middle one as being the best value or the most popular. You can also use colours and call-out badges to draw attention to the middle options, although as we saw in the testing, the middle option is likely to be your bestseller no matter what, so long as you're offering real value in return. And you can even offer 2 of the options at the same price, as shown in this example, but differentiate the value in some other way, such as a pay-as-you-go versus a weekly commitment. Now you might be wondering how different your prices should be, and if there's an ideal ratio. Well, based on extensive testing, your middle option should be around 2.5 times the price of your basic one, and your premium option should be priced at around 5 times more than your basic one. So in this example, if your basic option is $100, then ideally the middle option would be around $250, and the premium option would be about $500.